No, I got you on this one, Coach. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see. I love the fans like they part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Come rock with me. We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound.
What's going on, college football fans? It's the Saturday Night Snap Count on the Fat Addict Sports Network, man. If you are a college football fan, listen, you are one of the happiest people on earth today because college football is back. We know it's week 0, but just to see those pads popping and people scoring. Listen, there was some good high school games on today, too, man. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, man. Bring my co-host on, Mr. Stat Guy. What's going on, Stat Guy?
Hey, what's going on, man? We back to popping pads, helmets clicking. Man, there was some big time hits in the high school games. I'm just glad we getting to watch a Saturday full of football.
That's right, man. We got a cat. Y'all know how we do on Saturday Night Snap Count, man. We bring the best on, man. This guy right here, man, he's been on before. You know, listen, man, we go back and forth on each other's channel. He just got finished whooping up on some Oklahoma State guys. So see him, break him on in. What's going on, Jason?
Sorry about that public beheading, fellas. Sorry about that.
Hey, man, listen, man, take it easy on Oklahoma State. So last year, y'all going to have the rivalry game for a while.
Yeah, look, that was kind of like wiffle ball, to be honest with you. So it's all good. It's all good. Hey, it's freaking college football season.
That's right, man. Hey, Jason, quickly tell the people where they can find you at, man.
Hey, everybody knows you can find me at CFB-pod on YouTube. It's at JW_HOF on Twitter. And then you can find us everywhere, just HOFmedia.us. Oh, and by the way, David Stone committed to Oklahoma.
Right. Hey, big get. Congrats to the Sooners, man. Our next guest, man, he's on the show previously, man. He's a Penn State guy, very knowledgeable, man. Hey, listen, man, let's go and bring my guy Andrew on. What's up, Andrew?
How you doing, gentlemen? How we doing?
Hey, what's up? College football, man. College football may not be the big boys, but it's college football, right?
Every single year, you're going to confuse a bunch of 50-year-old white guys that are Notre Dame fans trying to find what Peacock exactly is.
For real, man. All right, tell them where they can find you, man, where they can get your content from, Andrew.
Just find me on Twitter, Sideline Penn State, or SSN_Penn State. But yeah, I'm here, and I'm just happy to be here, guys.
That's right, man. And a former guest to the Fan Addict, man. This is my guy, man. Razorback through and through. Inside the Hawg pen with Razorback, Zach. What's going on, Zach?
What's up, fellas? Greetings from Razorback Nation.
Hey, man. Listen, how you feeling today, man?
Oh, college football's back. It's been a long time, but my God, it's great to have football back. Game day was on this morning. Boys, it's time.
It's time. Listen, man, speaking of game day, man, I just got to say, man, I'm not feeling Pat McAfee. I don't know how everybody's feeling. I like him. I just don't like him with them. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a bad fit, ESPN and him, and, him being where he has to watch what he says and how he says it. And I don't see how.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it just don't mess well, right?
Yeah, I have to agree with Jason. He's got to watch what he says, and it's not the Pat McAfee that we know and love.
Yeah. That's right, man. That's right. What about you, Andrew? How you feeling about the Pat McAfee College Game Day matchup?
Yeah, the funny thing, I really do like Pat as a broadcaster or what he does for his brand, and the fact that on YouTube he's there with his buddies, and all of a sudden he now has to be kind of censored to a degree.
Yeah.
They replaced him with David Pollack. Guy had been there for 13, 14 years. So I guess it's mixed reviews. The one thing I do like is the fact that it is a kind of new energy. It's a new idea. to an older concept, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah, I like him. I like his in-game thing that he does from the sideline with his guys during the game. I definitely like that, and I guess he's going to be the new Hayes. I guess once Lee Corso stops getting headgear, I think he's going to be the guy to act all quirky and pick the teams and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm just looking at him with the V-neck on and the chains, and then everybody else has got on shirt and tie. I'm like, bro, I don't know how this is going to go all day, man. So. Hey, man, shout out to my guy, Hank, man. He said he wiped his feet. That's right, man. Hit the thumbs up button for your boy, man, so everybody can get this content, dog.
That's right. That's right. Make sure you wipe your feet before you come in this house. Come on.
That's right, man. That's right, man. Listen, Brad, what's going on, Brad? Brad's in the house. He said Cam Rising is listed as a starter, but the backup Bryson Barnes at quarterback, but watch out for Nate Johnson. So that's for Utah. For those that don't know, Utah, Florida is coming up on Thursday night, man. Listen, we're gonna get to some of those games, but all right, man, let's start with the first game, man. Navy Notre Dame, man. Why does Navy do this to themselves? Every year they do it to themselves, beginning of the year. Zach, why are they doing it?
Well, being an Army vet myself, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it's the Navy. That's how they do it. that's how they do it. I mean, I got nothing else.
I gotta say the same thing.
Oh man, I saw somebody on Twitter say it's easy to beat Navy on land, take them on in the ocean.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Hey, but you might be onto something there, Coach. You know what? A couple years ago, they played the basketball game on the carrier ship. Maybe it's time to lay out some AstroTurf and get a football game in the middle of the ocean on a carrier.
Yeah. So that's right, Brad. Brad State college football is back. Woo Pig Suey. How about that, man? He's an old Arkansas fan.
My boy Brad Staten.
Shawty say, my guy Shawty, my co-host on Respect the Hedges, he says has to do with sponsorship as well. Pat brings his own crowd. That's true. I know Pat brings his own crowd, but that's okay. So okay. I don't know what's going on with the comments, Jason. You should be able to comment, dog.
It's commenting on my side, but it ain't commenting on y'all's.
I can see it. You said wipe your feet.
But I've said 4 other.
Let me see. I didn't block him. I ain't got, man. I ain't high tech, man. I ain't got no. It said that he is. You put that he is, and then it said wipe your feet before entering, folks. Okay, I see them all.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
You gotta love technology sometimes, right, guys?
Yeah, man. We're not high tech. We ain't got no moderators on here, man. Hey, Ryan Broom getting in, said his SC Trojan getting a challenge today. That's right. For those that don't know, man, at halftime, at least it was 21-14. USC was up on San Jose State. Listen, can we all just agree that Alex Grinch cannot coach defense? Even if USC goes undefeated, can we just say that right now? This dude cannot coach defense.
I think Alex Grinch was in a car with Lincoln Riley when they ran over someone, and he has something on him. You know, he hasn't been a good.
You know what? I'll get behind him on that.
That's a decent theory. I like it.
Like, when's the last time he was a good defensive coordinator with Leach up in Washington State? 4 or 5 years ago? Like,
longer than that, maybe.
They ran him out of Ohio State pretty quickly.
Yeah. Like the touchdown right before halftime, man, they're in cover 2, man. And of course, if you're a DB in cover 2, you're always taught this. Nobody's in front of you. You got to turn around with the guy that just ran past you. And he just let him go. Guy's wide open in the end zone by himself. The safety's not over there. The corner's not back. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Let's see. Ryan say? Can't coach defense. He needs to let it go. Like when lets it go to the boot and after the huge beatdown. That's right, man. He needs to let it go. Look at a Sooner in Texas. I know you loving it. You got David Stone today, man. I know y'all loving that, man.
The Mafia's in the house, man.
That's right. They definitely are.
Everybody is definitely excited. That's a big thing for even as well as they've done in recruiting, you know, and, because they've done great, you know, and they got Russians and the portal and everything else. The defense should be night and day different from a year ago, but they hadn't closed on that 5-star defensive tackle, that space eater you talk about all the time, Coach I. They hadn't closed on him yet. And so now they had closed on Jaden Jackson. He's a 4-star, but he won a 5-star. They're wanting 5-star guys. And so, still looking at Nigel Smith. I think that he's one of the best guys in the country too. But look, this was a needed win for that OU staff and Todd Bates in particular.
Yeah, we watched some of the IMG. It's still the IMG. What is it? St. Joe's prep, and he's just being a direct disruptor all night. The dude is like 6'5", 280, I think he is, man, and he put his hands on you and it's problems, man. So, hey, man, good pickup, man. Good pickup.
He's that big Samoan kid that's a monster, right? And he eats up a lot of space too. So it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal for them, man. I'm excited for Oklahoma on that.
Yeah, so which one of y'all are watching the Vandy Hawaii game here? 21-14.
21-14, man. Come on.
Listen, after like an hour and a half delay because of lightning in Nashville.
Hey, so before we came on, my co-host MC, he texted me. He says, "Thanks to Vanderbilt, our Little Rock Stadium called War Memorial Stadium is not the worst stadium in the SEC now." So. Big thank you to Vandy and huge shout out to my co-host MC.
Hey, but speaking of Vandy's actually making changes to their stadium. Like they're adding some seats or something. This is my guy Ben Shaw, my boy, man. Sheezy. The game is on YouTube, dog. Look up USC San Jose State. It's on YouTube.
State just got another first down.
The funny thing is about San Jose State, for years they had their upgrade on their stadium. And it looked like it was a construction pit, like on the 50-yard line, and only one fan on one side. So now Vandy is just taking the torch as San Jose State has finished their stadium.
Man, listen, Vandy say Clark Lee, he's a Vandy guy. He's an alum, so he said it's time. He said that in an interview, he said when people say Vandy had a good year after going 5-7, he said it's kind of patronizing, and he wants people to stop talking about Vandy that way.
But they did have a good year at 5-7.
They did.
No.
But it's true, I get it. You want to change the perception. So he's like, I tell Stat Guy all the time, man, when Georgia goes up there, it's really a home game. It's like Athens West. Man. He's like,
so that Vandy Hawaii game is a matchup of two head coaches at their alma mater, and there's only 17 of those in FBS.
Yeah, Timmy Tang is the head coach at Hawaii, and he was really good when he was there. I want to say he broke some records now, NCAA and everything.
He's still second all time in passing yards in NCAA history.
Is Colt Brennan number one?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's both Hawaii, both Hawaii quarterbacks or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then obviously Clark Lee, the former fullback at Vandy, back when fullbacks were actually a thing in college football.
That's right, man. We got just the score update, man. We got Florida International 17, La Tech 3. Like we said, Vandy's up 21-14 on Hawaii. Man, Jackson State is absolutely pummeling South Carolina State 34-0 in the fourth quarter. And San Jose State is driving. They are in Trojan territory. It's 28-14. Bruh. 28-14, and they're driving. They're on like the 35, dog. That's crazy.
They're getting 9 yards a pop, man, on the running plays.
Jason, I know you loving this. I know you are eating this up.
I'm loving this.
I mean, it's kind of unfair. San Jose State's a really good team for them to start the year against USC and Caleb Williams. Yeah, you take Caleb Williams off that team, and that team train wreck. But San Jose State's a really good team. Well coached. They've won their division. They've won their conference. Got their new stadium. I mean, I like the Trojans. I like the Spartans, not the Trojans.
Yeah. So look, Hank is pointing out, man, it was a 31-point spread. Listen, if you took that 31 points, you're about to be a little bit richer come Sunday when you go collect your money. unless something crazy happens, because I've been watching the game and even on the drives that they didn't score, they couldn't really stop San Jose State. San Jose maybe overthrowing the ball, or not throwing the ball in the right spot. It wasn't that the defense was there. And all this physicality they talking about they had, the first touchdown was literally right down there. It's like right up the middle. So I don't know what's going on, but they better fix it before they play the likes of the Utahs and the Notre. Listen, I know it was Navy. I know it was Navy, but Notre Dame looked physical out there. That's all I'm saying. They look very physical out there.
That's right.
Marcus called getting in. That USC defense has a lot of work to do. A lot of work, like fire the defensive coordinator. I mean, that's
Coach, that's my co-host MC.
Oh, what's up, MC, man? We got to get MC on the show one day, man. That's dope, man. Hey, MC, co-host to Inside the Hog Pen with Razorback Zach, man. Y'all be sure to check them out, man. Check out all these guys. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Listen, man, Jason's an Oklahoma guy, but he talks all college football. He's in the know, and he loves to beat up on USC, Texas, and Oklahoma State fans.
Let me be the first to welcome you to the SEC, my friend.
Hey, I'm excited about that. But I know it's not going to be the same. It is going to be what it is. We're excited about as fans. You got to be excited about going to the SEC, man. Everything changes. They're recruiting already, getting a big bump for that. It's good. Yeah, the money's great. It's going to be great.
That's right. Listen, it's going to be the Big Ten. You know how I feel. It's going to be the Big Ten and SEC. I know the Big 12 is still going to be there. We talking about like winning it all. It's the Big Ten and it's the SEC. I mean, come on, like the Big Ten's TV contracts are ridiculously stupid, lucrative.
Yeah,
they get like $1 billion per team.
So Rutgers is getting about $70 million every year for the past 5 years, and they are still horrible. So money doesn't buy wins.
True.
It just gives Greg Schiano. He has in his past 3 years won 3 conference games, 2 conference games, and 1 conference game. Is he really the answer?
Well, can you have an answer at Rutgers?
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Move to the Big East.
Oh, I get you. Listen, Clark Lee's trying to change the narrative, but honestly, Vandy's been the same way. They get that same check that the Dogs get. They get the same check that Alabama get. And like my guy Shawty always say, if I'm getting the same check, why can't I produce the same results? That's why these guys are getting fired and new coaches are being brought in, because everybody wants to win at the end of the day, man. So before we talk about more games, man, how about the new news out that Stanford and Cal might be going to the Big 12? I saw that today. No. I saw the Big 12 is making they're making a push. They're making a push. Speaking of my guy Shawty, hey man, that's right, man. Listen, man. Speaking of my guy Shawty, my co-host for Respect the Hedges, he is chiming in with us. What's going on, Shawty?
Shawty, the man.
We can't hear you, dog. You muted, man. Make sure you unmute yourself. We can't hear you, dog. We can't hear you.
Put some more quarters in it, Shawty.
Hey, that's right. Put some more quarters in, dog. We can't hear you, dog. Oh man, listen.
That's one of his, man. I stole it from.
Hey, I was about to say he always tell people that put some more quarters in, man. So that's a Shawty is.
Yeah.
Listen, UMass is up. How about UMass up on New Mexico State 34-24? And they have looked, I ain't gonna lie, against New Mexico State, they have looked good against them.
Might be their only win.
New Mexico State. Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead, Andrew. What you was gonna say?
It might be their only win of the season, but good for them.
Hey man. Hey, at least they don't go over. Like, I mean, we talking UMass with football, you know what I'm saying?
We got third down here for San Jose State. This is the money down against the Alex Grinch defense right here. This is the money down. Third and long.
All right. Third and long for San Jose State. But you know what? Right before the last touchdown, it was 3rd and 18, and they converted with ease.
I said, this is the money down for Grinch defense.
Look, it still says Calford is in trouble. Like, oh man, you gave him a nickname, not Calford. Listen, man, Calford. When it comes to football, nobody cares. Nobody wants him really. I mean, if you're adding Cal and Stanford, you're doing it for the academics and all the non-revenue sports. You know what I'm saying?
That's not that long ago. We had Chris McCaffrey and Andrew Luck, so it's not like Stanford is irrelevant. Cal is very relevant.
Cal is definitely, I guess, it's always what have you done for me lately. And last year, Stanford won 3 games. So,
yeah, I mean, but with the same thing, I mean, Cal had Marshawn Lynch and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you can say that too. They both put people in the NFL, but neither one of them did anything recently.
That was like 18 years ago.
Andrew Luck was what, a decade ago? Like, I mean, it's still all the same.
Chris McCaffrey in the league, he's the #1 draft pick in any kind of fantasy league. So,
but then that's the thing. David Shaw not being able to get it done. I mean, he did really good at the start, and then he fell off. There's something going on there, man. Something going on.
Yeah, because for a while he was a good, 8-9 wins every year, and then it's all of a sudden it's nothing. I don't know what's going on. Lori says, unfortunately, it looks like USC is going to win. I think they were going to win anyway. The fact that San Jose State is putting up a fight is, listen, man, they got to go back to the drawing board and get some things corrected. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Look at Vandy, man. Look at Vandy trying to play some SEC football. How about that?
Well, the game this year is a lot better. They absolutely smoked Hawaii last year.
Yeah, they did.
3 or something. I mean, they went to Hawaii and put a whooping on them last year. So at least this is a competitive game.
The Pac-12 is done. That's right, man. That guy, didn't you tell me they're looking to the Oregon State Wazoo might be trying to look to go to the American or something like that?
Yeah, there's talks that because ESPN has the rights to American, there's talks that they're going to try to get Washington State, Oregon State, and there was somebody else that they were going to try to get, but they were looking to add 3 or 4 teams. They want to get that conference up to a 20-team super conference.
I hate that for Oregon State. I like Oregon State, man.
I can see Oregon State going to like the Big Ten, but the American
Big 12.
You think they're going to the Big 12?
Just have Oregon State, Washington State go to the Big 12.
No, they need to go to the Big Ten. They need to go to where their in-state rivals went. They need to try to
Big Ten don't want them though. Big Ten don't want them.
They don't have the academics. They don't have the school. They don't have the sports. So
it is what it is. Yeah. All right, man. Let's go around. Let's talk about. Listen, while we're watching this, we'll keep y'all updated on all these scores. Like I say, everything's pretty status quo right now. USC does have the ball back, 2nd and 10 in the third quarter. But let's go around and talk about the games that we're excited for next weekend.
They're reviewing
at the one. Oh my gosh, bro!
They're reviewing whether or not he's down or if the ball came out prior to.
Ooh, and he ran for like 20 yards too.
I don't think he was down.
I don't think he was either.
Let's see if Shawty got that. You right now, Shawty?
Can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, we got you in here now, dog.
He had to break up with the piggy bank.
Hey,
right.
it be like that sometimes.
What's going on, my man?
What's happening? How y'all fellas doing?
All right, man. Take a quick second. Tell everybody where they can find you at, Shawty.
Yeah, man. Y'all can find me on YouTube on Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:30. Just my damn opinion.
That's right, man. Y'all go check him out. Just his damn opinion. Y'all can come on, get in the comments, man, and give your damn opinion.
That's right. We all got one. They like assholes. Everybody got one.
That's right, man. Listen, man, what is going on with this defense for the Trojans, Shawty?
Hey, man, I'm telling you what, man, they got problems up front on both sides of the ball. So I'm gonna have to say shout out to Ed Jason, man. You might was hitting on something earlier.
I know Jason says that the Trojans are going 8-4, and tonight, I mean, I can't even be mad at them for it.
Yeah, man. I know it's the first game of the season, so everybody got a little filling out process. But really, on both sides of the ball up front, the offensive line they kind of atrocious, and then the front seven the front line of the defense they're not as physical as I thought they would be.
But they've been out here all off season talking about how they just as physical as the Dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I told a USC fan. I said, man, y'all got to try to be as physical as Utah before y'all move up to the Dogs. That's why Utah's owned the Pac-12 the last 2 years because they're more physical than everybody. You know what I'm saying? So My boy Keezy said they got playmakers. They do have playmakers, man, but they still got to have some of them cushions, though.
Well, that's the thing I always say. We've seen this movie. You know, we've seen this movie. This is the same thing. They always have playmakers. They got playmakers on the outside. They got playmakers in the backfield, and then but they don't get it done on defense. And if you can't get it done on defense, the one thing about the Big 12, and I've said this a bunch. I said this earlier today. At a time when the Big 12 was probably at its weakest, you didn't even have a relevant Texas, and everybody else was already gone that were any good. I mean, Oklahoma State is the best leftover, or Baylor or whatever. I mean, come on, really? So we're talking. I mean, and they couldn't. You know, they were putting up enough offensive numbers to win it and get in the playoff, and it looks pretty until you get to the damn playoff and get skull drug. You know, I mean, you know. But now in the pack right now, you've got 5 or 6 good teams that could win this thing, right? We talked about it on my show this past week. There's a bunch of teams that could win it, and I just don't see it. The whole last half of their schedule, it starts with CU, but then it goes Cal, Notre Dame, and then UCLA, freaking Oregon, and then Washington, and then UCLA to end it. It's going to be a long freaking second half of the season. Even if they're not going to win them all, there's no way they get back. I don't see it. And Utah's on there as well.
I'll tell you right now, Washington is putting up points. If they don't get that defense figured out, Washington is going to be putting up points. And I don't know if they want to be toe-to-toe, you know what I'm saying, like going point for point with people like that. Not if you're trying to win a championship, you know what I mean?
And they didn't have to play those guys last year.
So as an OU fan, do you think that the Big 12, with just say their top 4 or 5 team and the rest of their division, are they closer to what the Pac-12 is? Because the Pac-12 right now has 4 or 5 really good teams and then the rest of their division. Do you think that kind of lack of parity makes it a very interesting watch every single weekend, where you think like maybe Wazoo beats Oregon or maybe Oklahoma loses to Baylor? Like it's something of that nature where every single week, you can't just chalk up a W or an L.
Yeah, I think that over the last couple of years, it's gotten super competitive because K-State's kind of come back up with Chris Kleiman. You know, you've got even at Kansas, you've got Lance Leipold. That guy's a hell of a coach. Joey McGuire at Texas Tech, they're recruiting very well.
Texas Tech, telling you, watch out for them boys.
Top to bottom, the Big 12 is very. I think it's probably the most competitive league.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
But that being said, at the time when we won 6 straight or part of 6 straight championships in the Big 12, it wasn't really like that. You had, Kansas was what it was. And Kansas State really, I mean, they would always beat Oklahoma. They've won 3 out of 4. But one of the times, for the most part, and Texas hasn't been relevant. They haven't done shit since 2009. I mean, they've been in one conference title game. They haven't won a conference championship since 2009, though. They haven't done nothing. So at a time when you see all the, the Texas A&Ms and the Nebraskas and Colorados leaving, is when you still don't, they weren't very. I mean, Baylor coming up like they did. I mean, the RG 3 years, but they were good. They've won 3 conference titles. Kansas State's won 3 conference titles. In the end, I think that we didn't really see. We were starting to see how it was coming apart his last season, because they could have easily lost 5 or 6 games. That they were in 3-point games that got saved a lot. Tulane was a 2-win team that year. It was supposed to be in New Orleans. The Hurricane puts it in Oklahoma, and they win by 5, 40-35. They almost got beat by Kansas. If it wasn't for Caleb Williams pulling the ball out of the gut of Gray. And I mean, it was the craziest thing in the world. Right? He had to play Superman. He played Superman 28-3 down against Texas. I mean, they very easily could have lost 5-6 games if it wasn't for Caleb Williams. Now you're over here with a bunch of squads that have quarterbacks. The
Pac-12 quarterbacks are crazy.
Last year without a quarterback. Now they got a guy that can sling it. I think they're in trouble, man. I just think they're in trouble.
Zach, what you think about the Big 12, man, and all these this year, the Big 12 before Oklahoma and Texas leave, man?
Well, I mean, you've got your money horses in Texas and Oklahoma. With them leaving, who are you going to pick up? I mean, you've got Houston, UCF, and Cincy coming in, and those are
BYU.
BYU from a marketing standpoint, from a TV market standpoint. Yeah, those are great markets, but you're not going to have the recruiting levels. You're not going to have the star power like you did with the Texas and Oklahoma.
I went on Jason's show and I kind of said the same thing. I was like, with OU and Texas leaving, it's like I mean, at the time I said not relevant, but I mean, like you said, you got the markets, but like, who's watching on a regular basis? Who's watching Cincy BYU? I like Cincy and BYU, but I mean, the casual fan is not going to watch those things.
I think Utah was big though, right?
Yeah, bringing in Utah was big for BYU, definitely.
I mean, that's the best team in the Big 12.
But answer me this: most of these teams are, the conference realignment it's going to be happening from years to come.
Right.
All these schools are still trying to keep their rivals and their rivalries going. Why is Bedlam not continuing? That is the biggest thing I have question right now: is why are they not continuing Bedlam?
Well, Gundy says that their OOC games are planned out for 15 years. I don't know any school that plans games out for 15 years.
Hell out of here.
So I don't know, man. Some people put it.
I've been to Bedlam. It is absolutely amazing. I went to Okie State, went to and did the whole pregame and stuff like that, and the fans that are, beating all those Thunder Sticks against the wall, like, it meant something. And this was a down Okie State, Oklahoma. And it was just cool.
But think about this, though. The last week of college football during Black Friday is always known as rivalry week.
Yeah.
SEC is going to, I mean, if you just put from Thanksgiving night to Sunday of all the rivalries that are in the SEC right now, you own the TV market for that entire week.
It'd be good if that could be OU and like I said, the with Oklahoma State. We can't hear you, Starry. I know I see you talking, dog. We can't hear you.
Are they going to move Red River?
What?
What was that, Andrew?
Will Red River stay in SEC?
Yeah, but it's going to stay when it is too, because of the state fair. That's all part of it to play that.
So you're a protected rival for week 4 or 3.
Yeah.
The rivalry for that week, Jason, you speak more for this than I could. From what we're hearing over here in the SEC, is that rivalry that week is going to be Texas A&M.
Oh my
God! So that whole weekend, you'll have the Egg Bowl, the Battle for the Boot. Texas A&M, or they're trying to push the Texas LSU, Arkansas, Missouri. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. The Arkansas Missouri rivalry is a pile of dog.
Well, listen, man, they trying to bring it back from the old, what is it, Southern Conference or Southwest Conference or what?
Southwest. Y'all don't think money would drive those games back?
So what?
Like money for.
Once the conferences started to work their schedules out with the new realignment, I'm thinking money drives everything. And at some point, when they realize how much money they missing out on that particular weekend, like the Bedlam weekend, trust me, they'll start scheduling those games on the regular schedule.
Right. That money.
Money, baby.
So OU, Missouri for the last weekend is what a perfect cracker is saying. I don't know about that.
Y'all saw how much the Notre Dame game brought in this week in Ireland?
Bruh, they said that it was going to boost the local economy $165 million.
Exactly. This week alone.
By the
Oklahoma, Texas got obligations. Yeah, that goes to what Jason was saying about the state fair. It's not just the game. It's the state fair. So that's going to stay at the same time. They're going to
plan deal. They just re-up the deal. So it's going on for at least another, I think, 6 years. I think it is that's after this one expires. So it's not going nowhere.
The Texas A&M game. We played Texas A&M in Cowboys Stadium. That game's going to home and home starting 2 years because
2 years. Yeah.
We're not on schedule next year. But that game that they're going to be putting in Cowboys Stadium is that Texas A&M game, from what we're hearing.
Really?
So hey, just
And
a
they're
quick
replacing
update.
your Arkansas game.
I think they're going to fight that. They're going to
No,
fight that.
Like Shaw to say, hey, before we continue, just a quick update. San Jose State just scored again. It is 35-20.
I was going to give you an update on that Vanderbilt Hawaii game. Hawaii just got down at the 1 yard line after a fumble. They tried to score twice, threw it into the end zone, intercepted. Vanderbilt took over the ball at the 25-yard line.
Go Doors.
How about that, man? Listen, man, we got the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC, man. Y'all, listen, this is every Saturday night at 10, right after Jason gets finished killing his on his channel every Saturday night at 7. Listen, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, man, and subscribe to the channel. Look at this guy holding the San Jose State receiver, and still he caught the ball. That's crazy.
I was also
I guess I'm
driving on
behind.
San
So
Diego State with 55 seconds to go.
that running quarterback is killing it, right?
Listen, man, these DBs need help out there in Southern Cal. That's all I can tell you. These DBs need help.
Without Caleb Williams, it'd be 5-7.
You got all them
Listen.
stars on their back, don't them?
Listen,
They
man.
have them stars. Them stars don't count.
Well, hey, them stars on me. You know how it is, Charlie. You went through the process, man. Them stars don't mean that once you hit that. Once you hit that campus, man, everybody a 0 star. You know what I'm saying?
Where USCJ at? He ain't on tonight.
Nah, he probably watching the game, so he probably watching the game. I told him he can come on if he wanted to, man, but he probably wouldn't get in until after the game is over. But yeah, that's a touchdown. They
He
reviewing
probably
it.
won't get in tonight. No way.
Yeah, man. So,
The UMass New Mexico State game just went final with UMass winning 41-30.
there it is, man. UMass 41 over New Mexico State.
Touchdown and missed the extra point. Or the 2 points.
Oh man, listen, man, that was actually a good game. I'm gonna tell you, that might have been one of the better games today.
San Diego State just beat Ohio 20-13.
San Diego, and don't USC play San Diego State this year?
Absolutely, I'm sure they
So get this, y'all. This is UMass. This is the first win against an FBS opponent in a season opener since 1984.
They're the worst
Look
team in
at
FBS. So their one win ain't bad.
Yeah, what a bad Grinch did. Listen, man, that we can say that every year about Grinch and his defense, man. I don't know what is going on. So,
Hey, Coach, at Jason, one thing about it, man, they do have that special player we were talking about in Caleb Williams, and they might just be able to outscore everybody.
well, see, I was gonna say, I think what we're seeing is just more testament to how good Caleb is, because that defense is like it is. Caleb, he does amazing things. I know they got weapons on the outside, but like I'm watching their run game. Their run game ain't nothing special. I mean, they got wide receivers, but Caleb is that guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's that guy. So let's see what's going on. Let's Mars Jam getting in. What's going on, Mars? He said, I'm glad we got Brent Venables. Listen, you got to have some defense. And when I say defense, I'm not saying you're holding people to 10 and stuff like that. But when you need to, you got to be. San Jose State shouldn't be able to score 14 and a half, 21 in the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this pace, USC going to have to score 50 to beat San Jose State. That should never happen. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So in 24.
Look, they should not be struggling.
When somebody match up with them athletic wise, though.
See, that's what I like. Jason was saying about the quarterbacks. Like when they when they match up with Oregon, Dan Lanning is a defensive guy, so he may be able to get a stop here and there. They haven't beaten Utah, in 2 years or whatever. So Utah's definitely physical, and by the time they play Utah, Cam Rising may be 100. If Cam Rising is 100, give me Utah. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. What you gonna say, Zach?
Yeah, but okay, didn't he just come off of an ACL tear in the Rose Bowl?
He did.
I do not think that ACL is 100%. Was it?
Well,
was
that's
it
what
not?
they told it was. That's what they told it.
Wait, in the Rose Bowl, yeah, Cam, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Rising
yeah.
had an ACL tear in the Rose Bowl, didn't he? I don't think that ACL is 100% yet. I just every time that's going to make me nervous if I'm a Utah fan right there.
He's not projected to start the first game.
Well, somebody got in here. Somebody got in and said he was. It was a Utah fan earlier. Hold on.
He ain't playing.
And all it's going to take is one blow to that knee, and he's done for another year.
Sure.
Hey man,
The dude's a baller,
Hey, man.
He's a alpha type of dog, man. He's a dog. He's gonna play.
Listen, he got to think about that check, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, speaking on something,
Cam Rising's probably a better college football quarterback than a real life quarterback.
I could go with that. What you gonna ask us, Zach?
I'll think about the new rules in college football. I saw something today where you can't call consecutive timeouts anymore, otherwise you'll get a delay a game penalty. And then
ran it all the way back.
James Franklin.
USC didn't score.
Well, and then the other one that bugs me is the clock not stopping on first downs anymore.
Yeah, so the clock doesn't stop after first downs for them to reset the chains until inside the 2 minutes, and that's why they also added the whole back-to-back timeout, so you can't call back-to-back timeouts because they're trying to speed the game up, apparently.
Which is dumb.
What about them taking out the speed and the option? Where you can't ride the running back anymore. They took the speed sweep out.
But that was in the NFL, though, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's in the NFL. So Mark Jones say, Coach, what defense would you play against Caleb? Press man with a spy. To be honest with you, press man with a spy. I'm not playing zone against Caleb. He's gonna pick that thing apart. Maybe every now and then I go like cover 2 man under. But it's not even about the defense. It's about the guys that are playing the defense. So like the guys that Georgia has can play those types of defense. For say Arizona can play that defense, but that don't mean they're gonna stop them because they don't have the guys. You gotta have the guys for whatever defense you're trying to play. Honestly, the 3-3-5 would be good against them if you got the right guys because you got more DBs on the field at all times.
So if you play this press man, even with a spy, if he beat the spy, he gone.
But that's what I said. You got to have the guys. You know what I'm saying? You can't have no slow linebacker trying to play spy on Caleb. He's going to make him look crazy. And then you got to have somebody that's fundamentally sound as well because Caleb, he like one of them video games back there, man. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely ain't let
game coach. I don't even want Zachariah Branch just returned the next kick after that touchdown. 100 yards. Freshman, true freshman. That dude is him.
That's so Ben Shaw had asked who number 1 was for SC. Zachary Branch, man. Zachary Branch. That was
Zachariah Branch. Yeah, Zachariah Branch. He was that number 1 receiver in the class this year.
What? Oh, that was this year. I thought that was. Didn't he take a receiver? Yep. So when Lincoln first went. Freshman. Okay, I got you.
Coach Vanderbilt went to half 21-14. But here's the funny part about this is they just flashed a graphic that said that Vanderbilt's quarterback had completed 10 straight. The very next one was an incompletion. The very next play, he got planted for a 6-yard sack. Vanderbilt's going to Vanderbilt no matter what.
Hey, man, right. Listen, and B-Saw said, well, just back to the how to stop Caleb or what kind of defense you play. The down lineman got to get some pressure. That's right. Like, if you got a manufactured pressure against Caleb, then you're going to leave yourself exposed in the back end. So you got to have the guys. You got to have like Jalen Carter that's going to be able to beat his guy and a double team if possible. You got to have those kind of guys up front. So Caleb is special dude, man.
He's that kind of quarterback that even if you get him off his spot, he can still beat you. You got to get to him and get him down. Because once he get outside the pocket, he can be even more dangerous. So that's why you got to be careful with the type of defense you want to play and trying to play.
That's just like Joe Burrow. When we played the Dogs played Joe Burrow in the SEC Championship in 2019, we got in the backfield a lot, but we could not get the dude down. And like you said, he was able to make a lot of off-platform throws. And when you got quarterbacks like that, man, when you get your hands on them, you cannot let go. You got to get them down to the ground, or else he's gonna make a play. Like I saw, man, Caleb's been doing that to these guys tonight, man. So it's like, man, at some point.
You have to be able to get into the quarterback's face. I mean, you may not be able to have to bring him down, but if you disrupt his progressions, if you disrupt him enough,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you got to just. That's why I was saying press man, because a lot of times you can throw the timing off and then make him make those plays every single time. But like if you let him
put an extra guy in the box, put a spy on him.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying. Again, you got to have the guys for all of these options. You got to have the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't you can't just have a subpar defense and try these things that we're saying and think you're gonna get to him because either his talent on the outside is gonna beat you or he's just gonna beat you. Like you say, you got a spot and you get there and then if you miss, that's 20 yards easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's if somebody rolls off of their man to go get him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you
If he's coming, he's just gonna roll the other way and take off. He's just gonna take and run.
So, Caleb's that guy, man. So let's
touchdown pass.
They also have a very easy
run in the Red River game.
You said the Trojans. You said the Trojans game.
San Jose State, Nevada, Stanford, Arizona State, Colorado. They're not gonna lose.
But the back half, they'll be 6-0. But the back half of the schedule is where it's
Notre Dame and Utah back to back. They're gonna lose both. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. So Hank says make him read the defense because that's a Riley QB weakness.
Washington, Oregon, USC.
Well, you might could try to disguise some coverages. I just don't. If he has time, Caleb's special. He's gonna make a play. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do? You run a blitz? I mean, a corner blitz on him? I mean, you can't.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna kill that. He's gonna beat.
He's gonna kill any kind of manufactured pressure you send him. That's why your front seven, front six, whatever you running, you gotta get pressure. Like when we played TCU in the championship, we didn't have to blitz a lot. We was getting pressure back there. Against Tennessee,
didn't have to play nobody. You played your scout team and beat them by 55. Come on now.
Listen, same thing with Tennessee's offense. Like we were able to, Jalen Carter was able to get pressure in the backfield.
Play whoever they put in front of us, and we beat them all. That's all we can do.
Hey man, that's all we can do, man. So, all right. So San Jose State needs to pick
schedule.
Yeah, hey, we got a soft schedule, though. It is what it is, though. Listen, we'll take it. I don't know. Michigan's up there with us. Michigan's schedule.
Play Ohio State and Penn State. Who's your biggest game this year? You don't have to play
Tennessee.
You don't have to play
Tennessee.
At home?
No, we play them at Tennessee.
Okay. There you go.
And we're talking about it. I mean, listen, I think Penn State's going to be good this year, but if we compare it, no.
Jordan's going to go 12-0.
If we compare notes, Tennessee and Penn State on the same level. If we compare notes now,
that's fine.
Yeah. So but this is the thing. Once you guys get out of the Big Ten East, who do you play?
I'll play you probably.
No, I'm talking about once you get out of the Big Ten East, you got to play the Big Ten West. That's nothing. Like when Georgia comes out of
exist.
So that's what I'm saying.
Last year of the Big Ten actually having divisions.
Yeah, well, this is the last year for. I think this is the last year for SEC having divisions as well. But like this year, once we get past the East, it'll be LSU or Alabama. Like nobody has to go and play that in their conference championship when people are talking about. And not for nothing, this year, like I said, yeah, our schedule is soft. But I mean, if you, man, check the resumes, man. It's 2021 and 2022.
Last year, the 4-team. Yeah. Next year gives a shit what your schedule looks like.
But look,
that's true.
The 12 best teams.
Georgia returns like 75% of their offense right now. So I mean, Brock Bowers, best tight end in the country.
Lad McConkey, Heisman. Got it.
But I mean, Coach, going back in the SEC, yeah, this is the last year for divisions. But I think after next year, there's talk of the 4-team pods, and to me, it doesn't make much sense.
I got you. All right, look, we got a question from Mars Jam. I'm gonna throw this one to Shawty. So if the team is playing cover 2, Shawty, when you was playing wide receiver, what did the coach tell you to key on?
Say that I couldn't hear the last part. Say it again, coach.
So when a team was playing cover 2 against it, like when you play wide receiver, what is your keys? What are you looking for to try to take advantage of the cover 2? Like he's asking what key position. Yeah.
Well, when you're playing cover 2, you always got the middle of the field going to be open, and you have a little soft spot between the safety and the corner.
I got you.
So really, anytime you got 2 safeties in the field, it's a known fact. That would kind of irks me about football. It's just still basic at the end of the day. If you see 2 safeties in the middle of the field, you split them. If you see 1 safety, you go down the seam. It's really that simple.
That's it.
I mean, it really is.
So we're looking at in a cover 2, you looking at the 2 safeties and the corner, Mars.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Hey, put them in a conflict of assignment. That's all you got to do, and that's kind of what San Jose State did to USC right at the end of the half.
And that's why I was asking you what that corner was doing, because anytime you're a corner and you're in cover 2, you always make the receiver do an outside release. I mean, an inside release, so he can be closer to the safety. He let him run outside. That make the hole between the safety and the corner that much bigger. That's why he was able to slip it in there.
And they said
the receiver inside on cover 2.
Yep, and they set the slot on the skinny post, and that's what the safety. You asked me what the safety was looking at. He was looking inside at the skinny post.
But
his
technique was wrong. He had his back outside.
Yeah.
His number should be facing the sideline. He don't never supposed to be turned inside looking like that.
That's right. And then the linebacker in the cover 2 has to get depth if nobody's in front of him. That's another thing. Listen, man. USC got some problems on that defense, like we say. So, all right. So what?
They just scored again, but I mean, still, you got to play better defense than that. It's San Jose State, man. I mean, I know they're good in the Mountain West or whatever the hell division, whatever they're in, but I mean, that's not. You're not supposed to. If you're a real contender, you need to blow them out, which they are now.
Especially being
62 to 21
in the country.
So Jason, Charlie said, "What if they end up beating them 62 to 21?"
No, it is. I mean, they're looking like they're going to. It's 49-21 now. You know what I mean? And I guess if you can find a way to, is 21 too many? No, but if you give up another 1 or 2 touchdowns, I mean, is that a good day for that defense at home?
Yeah.
Wait till Shedeur gets to town.
That's true.
You got to deal with Shedeur Sanders. Hey, look, I don't know that Colorado is going to be great or anything like that, but I know that Shedeur is dual threat. He can run, he can throw. It's going to be a pain in the ass for you guys. We're talking about Caleb Williams being the dual threat kind of guy. Look, this is what you're going to have to expect the same thing from Shedeur Sanders. He's a freaking Sanders. He's an athlete.
Let's also look what Sam Hartman did, Dan. I mean, like, Sam Hartman looked like the truth today. I know it's against Navy, but Sam Hartman looked like a guy who was very comfortable in the pocket. And if USC is going to show the same stuff that they've always going to do, he's going to pick them apart. Is that man? He's 6-year senior, right?
Right. Yeah. I have to give it to Sam Hartman, man. He looked comfortable in that offense. I didn't know if he was going to do that because, 3-4 years in that mesh concept offense, riding the back into the point of attack. Bro, he looked comfortable today. His running backs are good. They got like a 3-headed monster back there. He got Deion Cozy on the outside. They got a tight end, even though they don't have Michael Mayer, whatever his name is there. But he looked really comfortable today, dog. So
I believe that's at Notre Dame too.
He was down there throwing in the air.
He was, but he completed the passes though. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy they had last year couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest differences.
The fact that that's their out of their non-Pac-12 game. Oh, you have to go to South Bend. That's not easy. They're good.
No, that's right.
That's the best part about that team was their defense already, and they beat up on Clemson with that defense. Beat up on Clemson. They feasted on them.
So what we thinking about Notre Dame this year? They got to play USC, they got to play Ohio State, and they got to play Clemson. What we thinking that record gonna be?
They got to get 2 out of them 3.
2 out of them, yeah.
They'll knock one on and lose the other 2.
You think they'll lose the other 2?
If Hartman plays like they play today, and they get Ohio State at home, we got to see if Ohio State. I mean, you got to expect their quarterback to be good, but.
Hey, if they want to beat Ohio State, by all means.
Hey, right?
That means you just have to beat them as it's Austin, Michigan. So
if Hartman plays like he played today, and USC's defense is still like we're looking right now, y'all are right. Hartman's going to pick that thing apart, and Notre Dame's going to be going by a mile.
10-2,
Listen,
11-1.
I'm not certain they can't win all 3 of them. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, but
if they can play physical,
optimistic though, that's the thing,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like if they play as physical at the point of attack in those trenches as they did today, they can be more physical than the Trojans. If they play as physical right there, then when they're on offense, they can handle that Ohio State defense. And again, they haven't named a starting quarterback yet. I don't know if that's good or if that's bad. I trust Ryan Day's offense to be good. They got a lot of weapons. And then Clemson, Clemson's breaking in. I know it gets Garrett Riley, but it's his first year at Clemson. So,
well, but Coach, you got to look at it too.
Jaden Grayhouse, freshman, scored 2 touchdowns. I mean, that was another question they had, was whether or not they were going to be able to throw the football. Obviously he was connecting on passes, but that's a brand new freshman coming out. I mean, there's another guy Texas let get away from Austin, Jaden Grayhouse. Yeah. He's an Austin kid. And he ain't in Texas. He's at Notre Dame.
What you gonna say, Zach?
Well, I was just saying, outside of Georgia, who you got in your top 4 right now that we know of 100%? Alabama's got a quarterback problem. Ohio State hasn't named their quarterback yet. We don't know any
quarterback either.
But
really have a quarterback problem in Alabama? Do they really have one, or is it just bullshit? Because I think it's bullshit.
So when you look at Notre Dame, the one team that they're playing between USC and Ohio State and Clemson, they have one team that they're absolutely going to go against. Caleb Williams, right? USC, that's going to be their quarterback. Cade Klubnik from Clemson, that is his first full year. And that is the same thing when they're playing the next best team. Could it be Kyle McCord? Could it be Devin Smith? I don't care. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm just saying that if Notre Dame can be at home against USC, and that could be a big game, and they could beat them, they could beat all 3. Really.
That's right. That's right. Chicken points out that Garrett Riley's first year at TCU was last year, and he turned them around. So I get it. I still don't believe in Clemson's weapons on the outside until they show me, like, listen, man, hey, until you can show me, I know, they got some slot guys, but on the outside, they haven't shown me in 2 seasons, and that was one of the biggest problems. They had they fixed the coordinator problem, but let me know if you can fix the wide receiver problem on the outside. Until they got guys that can make plays out there, I don't care who the OC is, they still got to make plays. And Dylan, you're right. That's what Charlotte was just saying. Yeah. It's like what kind of play we expect from Georgia. I mean, from what we've seen, we know that Carson Beck has great arm talent. My thing is he a gamer? Stetson was a gamer. You know what I'm saying? We knew that when the bullets started flying, Stetson wasn't going to flinch. He would make a mistake here and there, but Stetson was an absolute gamer. Yeah. He got better and better, too. You know what I'm saying? The good thing is Beck's been in the system. So, listen, we got to with the easy schedule, not for nothing, he has time to become a gamer if he ain't already. You know what I mean? So
Stetson became better as like the year, even when he was playing, I think we all agree that Ohio State versus Georgia was like the national championship, right? Like whoever they were going to play, they're going to run through it. And I'm also top 5 game, but you're talking about Stetson Bennett, and everyone is always going to talk about his limitations as a pocket passer or his mobility or his vision. That dude balled out. And
he did.
And so did CJ Stroud, right? That was probably the best I've ever seen CJ Stroud. And they were one missed field goal away from swiping the deck from TCU. So it's this little idea of what did Carson actually pick up from seeing like, I am the coolest cat in the world. I might be 5'12". I might be, 200 pounds, and I'm throwing darts against the best defense I've ever seen. Like, what did he pick up from Stetson?
I think that's true, because Stetson actually said in 2021 he learned a lot from JT about how to read defenses and things of that nature. So I think you're on to something. Hey, man, shout out to our other co-hosts from Respect the Hedges, man, CA, Corey Allen. What's going on, former wide receiver for the UGA, man, checking in. I appreciate you, dog. But I think Carson, being around Stetson, he seems like a kid that, watches the game, learns from the game. So I'm thinking that kind of thing that I'm wanting to see, the gaming mentality and how to stay cool under pressure. Because one thing, even when Stetson made a mistake, he never looked rattled. You know what I'm saying? It was never hey, man, how can I do this? It's just like, okay, well, I made a mistake. Let me go back out here and do something else. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think
it helps when you got a defense on the other side too.
Oh my God.
Well, see, what's crazy is, so we're watching College Game Day today, and they say, well, we don't know about Carson Beck. Georgia has questions. One thing that Georgia has over Alabama, we've named a starter. They haven't named the starter, but yet everybody on the panel
That's
for
a
College
big
Tech
red
Day.
flag, by the way.
Listen, they all picked Alabama to win the SEC, and I'm like,
Get the fuck
well,
out of here, really?
oh, today they did. They said that Georgia had questions at quarterback.
We haven't made the playoff.
Yep.
No, Alabama's gonna win. Alabama's gonna lose 3 games this year. So
Listen, I've heard several people say that they got Alabama losing 2 to 3 games this year. I'm not saying it's not going to happen or going to happen.
I mean,
I'm telling y'all, Texas gave them all they wanted last year in Austin. That's all I'm gonna say. With Hudson Card, with Hudson Card.
I'm gonna say it on your show because I'm not gonna say it on mine just yet. But I'm gonna give you a hot take. Alabama loses 3 games. Saban retires this year.
Ooh, oh no! I ain't gonna say it ain't possible.
If he loses 3, and it depends on the 3, but if he loses 3, Saban bows out.
So,
you mean in 3 regular season games?
Yeah.
So let's just take a minute. Laura, you did point out, Bob Barker. Hey man, great television game show host, passed away today. Shout out to Bob Barker, man. Rest in peace. 3 regular season games is what Zach is saying. Like if he loses to like LSU,
Texas A&M, Texas, and Auburn.
Well, it is on the plains this year, and you know how it gets on the plains.
If he loses those 3 conference games, and he's done. He's done. If he loses to A&M, Auburn, and what was the third one?
They have Texas. So Texas A&M, LSU, and Auburn.
I don't think they're going to lose to LSU. I don't think they're going to lose to LSU.
Okay.
No. Kim, appreciate the laugh there. He said, Coach Georgia has a defense, but Oklahoma has a stone defense now. They do have. Hey, congratulations on David Stone. You need a couple more pieces.
You know what I will say to that? Now, I was kind of shaking my head at first, but if they lose 3 games and we happen to win another one, I can actually see that because I think his brain would truly be open.
Yeah. So like I said, if y'all repeat or even I'll even say make the playoffs. At bare minimum, if Georgia makes the playoffs and Alabama loses 3, Saban's gone. I think he retires.
I can see that because my guy Ben said that he's been looking for somebody to take the mantle. He didn't want one of his former coaches to he didn't want to give it away, and Kirby's coming out here to take it. So I can see that scenario playing out. They lose 3, we win a 3-peat, and then Saban's all right. I'm good to go now. You know, young, smart.
Face Texas at week 2. It's not like they get to run up to it.
So you're gonna bank on Texas beating them?
That's fine. That's whatever. Week 2. That's
A&M.
You're banking on Texas to beat Bama.
I'm not banking on it. I'm saying it can happen. Yeah.
A Shanks field goal and Bryce Young being God. Stop
Listen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but let's not act like it's impossible. Hudson Card played for 3 quarters, dog, and they went and Bryce Young had to be Bryce Young and be superhuman for them to win that game.
Yes.
And like Shawty said last year, Bama in every game last year had the best offensive player and the best defensive player in each of their matchups. They still lost 2 games. They don't have either of those this year. They don't have the best defensive player and they don't have the best offensive player.
The best player.
That's all I'm saying.
Kool-Aid.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm all tripped up over it because here's the thing. Can you imagine Bama going 8-4? All right,
yes.
with
Yes, I can.
With as many questions as they have, it's possible. It is highly possible that we're looking at an Alabama team that could go 8-4 this year.
Here's the world's smallest violin right here.
I'm with him on that one.
World, and they better damn near realize that this is Georgia's world.
So
Georgia's the team to beat now.
Wait.
Georgia's been the team to beat for the past 3 years. Alabama got lucky 3 years ago.
Oh,
Georgia has been the
Hands
most
down.
dominant team I've
Georgia's the
ever
team to
seen
beat.
with my own 2 eyes. And I live in Georgia, so there
Who's
you go.
the 4 teams that are going to beat them though? Because if we're talking about LSU's got to go to Tuscaloosa, Tennessee's got to go to Tuscaloosa, Texas got to go to Tuscaloosa.
Yep.
The only one that a road game that you might see them losing would be that A&M. You're going to trust Texas A&M, Brian Kelly, and freaking Tennessee to go to Tuscaloosa and win? Shit.
LSU.
Sark,
LSU is
LSU
is the most reasonable person. LSU is the most reasonable team to beat them. That's one.
Okay, but who's the other 3? Because I don't think there's
Texas.
No, Sark,
That's 2.
Sark
I'm just saying
more
that's 2. I'm just ranking them in realistic regions.
Listen,
Texas would be 2, Tennessee would be 3, Texas A&M would be 4, and Ole Miss would be 5.
There's no way.
there ain't
No
fucking
way.
he's not saying that 5 teams will beat them. He said there's 5 capable
That's the
teams.
ranking.
And listen. As SEC fans, what we do know is they travel to Auburn this year. And if you don't believe me, under Saban, check the record at Auburn. Check the record at Auburn. Even when Auburn is like 2021, Auburn was like trash, and they took Alabama to overtime. Like what'd you say, Shouty?
I was saying Auburn could be sneaky good this year too.
And Hugh Freeze has already beat him when he was at Ole Miss, and not for nothing. Texas A&M, as sorry as they've been, they beat them in 2021, and they gave them all they wanted last year when it was supposed to be this big revenge game. So
this is horrible, but they've beaten them twice. So that's
listen. Hey, shout out to High Top Sports, man. He's getting in talking about. He's a Florida fan. Shout out, dog. Hey. It's not. Hey, listen, nothing's impossible, dog. But put your chicken where your mouth at. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because I'm gonna tell you, they're not. I know it, right?
Norman.
So let's see what we got here. Saban should go all in on Murphy if he enters the transfer portal. I can see that.
Yep. So when Tyler Shuck is your answer as your quarterback, you think you're going to win? He's failed twice. So is that the answer of the Alabama quarterback? No, obviously. Alabama pumps out.
When you get new toys to play with, new and better toys, they have a tendency to help quarterbacks out. Sometimes, being at other programs stifle, what they can do.
That's true.
I'd rather see
damn games at home.
Look at Bo Nix. Y'all love Bo Nix in the Pac-12 now all of a sudden.
Bo Nix, he went out there, smoked some weed, and had a great time, and now he's in New York City, and he's a Heisman favorite.
Hey, what in the hell have y'all been smoking tonight is what I want to know. Who the hell thinks they're going to lose 4 games this year? What are y'all smoking on?
Nobody ever said they was going to lose 4. We talked about teams that could beat them. And, dog, you're not watching college football if you don't think these 4 teams got the possibility to beat them. LSU did it last year. Tennessee did it last year. Texas A&M did it 2 years ago. Auburn almost did it 2 years ago. Dog, you can't say that it's impossible for it to happen.
It's impossible. I'm saying,
and we never said they was going to do it. That's what I'm saying. We never said they was going to do it. We never said they was going to lose. You think it's impossible for Texas to go beat Alabama?
Yeah.
Last year. They were a lucky field goal away from losing.
Hey, I know.
Okay.
A running back or
I think it's pretty much impossible, bro. I got to tell you, man. 7 wins Sark ain't gonna make no damage. He won't make an adjustment. When Bama makes its adjustment, Sark won't. It's what you see.
You know why we beat Alabama in the 2021 championship? Because they didn't make an adjustment. We made an adjustment after the SEC championship. They didn't. They came out and played the same defense, the same offense, and we got better, and they didn't. All I'm saying is 7 wins Sark still wins 7 games, right? So the Alabama game is only 1. Hey, all they gotta do is win 5-6 more.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I know you wouldn't like to see that, but I'm telling you, it's possible, dog. If Quinn Ewers is healthy, dog.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, talent-wise, they should be able to go in there and beat them because they have everything they need at every position. They might have the best, at least one of the top couple of freaking tight ends in the game. They've got a great receiving room that's probably only better. It's only probably better at Ohio State, right? Their receivers are real. Now, hey,
whose receivers are real?
You take out Quinn.
Whose receivers are real? Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you take out Quinn Ewers and throw in that transformer, now we're talking.
I got you. And because they knocked him out last year, right? And then Hudson Card came in. But if they knock him out this year, it's Malik Murphy.
Yeah.
Malik is that dude. It's 6'5", freaking 225, and he freaking runs a 4.4. Scary.
Hudson Card's down Purdue. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about realistic possibilities, not just, hey, anything can happen, but realistic possibilities, man. I'm just telling you, dog.
I'm just saying 4. I was saying 4 isn't realistic, though, because you're going to have a bunch of those. I don't trust LSU or Tennessee.
No, I don't think 4 is happening. I think they could realistically lose 2, though. And 3 is on the table, is what I think. I think 10-2 is realistic, and I think 9-3 is on the table, depending on that quarterback, dog. I'm telling you, man. It's
Tyler Shuck is not the answer.
So Baker's got him at 9.5, right?
Yep.
Tyler Shuck got kicked out of Notre Dame for not being good. That's how bad he is.
Tyler Shuck?
Yeah, Tyler Shuck.
Yeah,
he's probably going to be the
Alabama
quarterback.
But he's not. He's the Texas Tech quarterback.
Oh, my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean.
Hey, Zach, how long y'all going to give Sam Pittman up there to be average?
Love Sam.
You know what? After what we went through in 18 and 19, he can have all the time in the world if it means.
I told you, Shawty.
Because here's the thing. All right, you go from 4-20 in 2 years to in 3 years winning 10, 19. I think he's like 19 and 14 overall right now. Look, Arkansas. Look, I hate to say this because my fans. I love my fans to death. We're not going to win the SEC anytime soon. We're not going to win the national championship anytime soon. 3rd, 4th in the SEC. If it's the West, hey, I'll take it all day long. 8-4, I'll take it all day long. 9-3 with an occasional 10-2 run, I'll take it all day long.
I told you.
I will take it.
So that 8-4 and 7-3 sandwich tastes good year in and year out. You don't get tired of that sandwich.
Have you seen our record since 2011?
I told you.
I'm asking. Have you seen our record since Bobby Petrino got messed over with a bike and a block?
All I'm saying is, if y'all get the right guy in, then maybe the sandwich start to taste a little better. I'm just saying, don't get complacent with that.
For the first time since Houston Nut, we've gone to 3 straight bowls. I don't think it's mediocre to me, dude.
Add a jalapeno to it.
I don't think it tastes any kind of way.
Okay.
That's all they. Hey, I think what they're saying is they've been eating those ham sandwiches. Now it's a BLT, baby. They like.
Hey man, your school is getting $70 million a year, and you want to eat a 7-4 sandwich?
We went 9-3, 7-6 because we didn't have a backup quarterback, and our old coordinator the last year was Kendall Briles. Need I say more?
Listen, people. He wasn't that good in at Arkansas, but
he's garbage.
People love Kendall Brown, though. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I do.
How do you?
He and Jeff Levy or his dad.
How do you run it 3 times on every down, and then when you get the 4th down, go, oh shit, we got 4th and 17. Let's run it again.
Yeah. Hey.
On a tight end. Who lines up their tight end and quarterback?
Listen, hey, Charlie. Hey, CA say we try to tell everybody got that same ceiling, dog.
Hey, you saw what that Oklahoma fan said, right? It don't make no sense to settle for mediocrity, but you got to try to get better.
That's right. That's right. Hank got in there. So
Hey.
don't settle for mediocrity.
9-3, 8-4, 10-2. I'll take it all day long.
Don't be Okie light, just like
Don't
Hank
be
said.
Okie.
Do not be Okie light.
I
But
mean,
you
the
get
reason about
9-3.
this-
You get 9-3 once every 4 or 5 years. That's all I'm
And they're
saying.
happy with it. They were
I
happy
just
with it.
said
That's
the,
what
the
that whole
ham tastes
show was
best.
about earlier.
Because
So okay, so let's say this. So Razorback say they good right now because of what they've been going through with the 8-4, 9-3. Penn State, like me and Andrew actually talked about this. We talked about this because like this is the year, and next year is like if they can't get it done, that's the same 9-10 win sandwich up there. How do
And
you
he tired of it.
He said
I'm dog tired.
He tired of chewing on that same sandwich. That's what I'm saying. That's
I
what I'm
want
saying.
filet mignon. I want that.
The difference is, hold on, the difference,
Hire
hold on,
Mike
one
Gundy.
guy
Do
in
not
white-
hire Mike Gundy.
the difference between Arkansas and Penn State, Arkansas has to play likes and compete and recruit with the likes of Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, Florida. Who's Penn State got? Ohio State and Michigan. Whoop-de-doo.
But that's why he's saying it. Like Andrew's saying, we got 2 games. We can't get over the 2 games. So if they can't get over the 2 games, Andrew's saying it's time to make a change if we can't get over the 2 games. Where in reverse, you're saying if we can't get past 9-3, we're good with 9-3. Andrew's saying he's not good with 10-2. He wants the Big Ten.
Look, man, I want to go 12-0 every year. I want to go 12-0 every year. Name one fan base that
I
doesn't
don't
want
think
to
you've
go.
never gone 12-0, to be honest.
1964.
Actually, you've never gone 12-0.
19. He said
1964,
1964, baby.
1964.
So Dan, this is the ultimate question I want to ask, is what I be trying to get to. So do you think Sam Pittman is the guy to move your program forward?
Absolutely 100%.
I told you.
Absolutely 100%. Because here's the thing: name a tougher 4-game stretch in the country, rather than other than what Arkansas's got right now. All right, you play 3 non-cons. All right, Western Carolina, Kent State, BYU. Then you go on the road to Baton Rouge, Dallas, Texas to play A&M, 2 Oxford, 2 Tuscaloosa. Name a tougher 4-game stretch in the country. I'll wait.
What I'm gonna say to you, Zach, is anybody who coaching Arkansas is gonna have that same schedule. All I'm saying is the right guy can probably get y'all through that 4-game schedule better than Sam Pittman could.
Who would you have?
Listen, any coach that's successful, generally when they're not successful until they get that chance. Everybody talk about Kirby. Kirby wasn't Kirby till we got rid of Rick and gave Kirby a chance.
And Rick was giving us 10 wins a year with some BCS bowls in there.
That was like a toll. That was like, wake up, 10 wins on the next one. Here's my 150 commercial.
We look for a couple years. We went 0 in the SEC. Before that, our best record was 7-5. Pitt comes in, has Georgia on the ropes for 1/2 in his first game ever as a head coach. Okay, that's culture change right there. All right, he's only in his 4th year as a head coach. He's still learning.
Yeah. So
10
so
years
look,
without
we gave Mark Rick 15 years, 15 seasons. Now some people say we should have cut ties, around season 10. But that's what Shawty, I guess, is getting at. Like, how long is 9 wins good enough? How long is 8 wins good enough? Until now, because this is the thing. You're right, Zach. He is changing your culture. That's what Mark Rick did for us. Mark Rick changed our culture. But after 7 or 8 seasons of that, it's like, all right, Rick, you came in 2002. You won the SEC championship. We was like 1 game away from the Natty. And
he won 2.
Like, yeah,
I mean,
in 2005, he won another one. But then we was like, all right, we don't want to. Been there, done that. What's up with the Natty?
Okay,
What's
so
up with
if
the Natty,
we're gonna go that route, let's look back in history right now. Houston Nutt comes into Arkansas in 1998. All right, we're a 1, and God bless you, Clint Sterner, but we're 1 butt fumble away from going to the national title game. Okay.
Yeah.
By the end of his career in 2007, our best was like 7-5, and we had the best 3 running backs in the country with Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis. And the best we could have done, and the best we did was 7-5. Okay. No, I take that back. We were 5-7 his final year. Okay.
Well, clearly Houston Nutt wasn't the guy. I'm saying when you get the right guy in, everything else follows. Players.
So let me ask you.
And again, Pitt's that guy because look, we've got for the first time since he's been here, we have depth at every position. We literally have depth. We haven't had that before. Last year, and I'm going to say this publicly, but I have a rule on my show that I never attack a player, but I'm about to. Last year, we had a crybaby as our backup quarterback in Malik Hornsby. That dude would whine and pout on the sideline because he didn't get his shot. He wasn't mature enough. Now he's fighting for the starting job at Texas State. We actually have Jacoby Criswell from North Carolina that it was in the portal. We actually have
recruit KJ.
Morris did.
KJ was already there.
So my point would be once KJ gone, how do y'all reload? Sam ain't refilled the cover.
Yeah, he did. We've got Malachi Singleton, who's a true freshman. We've got Jacoby Criswell out of North Carolina that played under Mac Brown. All right.
I got you.
So the year after you got Sam Pittman, why did you lose 2 more games than you won the previous year?
You talking about last year? 7-6 year?
You started 9-4, then you went to 7-6. You won both bowl games. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not going to take this away. I'm a Penn State fan. We've been shit for so long, I can't even tell. But, what do you think was the regression from last year, from the previous year when Sam Pittman started?
We did not have a healthy second quarterback who was mature enough and developed enough to take over when KJ got hurt. KJ should have never played it down during that Liberty game last year.
Man's a horse. I got it.
Back. Yep.
Not to mention, Kendall Browse couldn't run an offense with his eyes closed and his hands behind time.
Kendall Browse is dumb, right?
So we bring back Dan Enos. You bring back Dan Enos, who was with Sam Pittman under Bielema in 15.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Zach. Even if Sam Pittman is the guy for you guys, not thinking about what he does off the field, we've seen Urban Meyer win everywhere, literally everywhere. Do you think Urban Meyer could win a national championship at Arkansas?
I don't want Urban Meyer.
No, I'm just asking if you thought it would be possible to win a national championship.
Anything's possible, Coach, but I don't want Urban Meyer anywhere near.
I'm just saying that's what Shawty's point is. If the right guy comes in, and if Pittman is the right guy, regardless of how long y'all give him, eventually he will get you there if he's the guy.
Yeah. Bottom line, Shawty, is yes, Pitt's the guy because in the last 4 years we've had more success than we've had in the last 8 prior to him.
But y'all don't show regression in the last 2 seasons, right?
Yeah. We were overhyped last year because we were overhyped last year simply because our quarterback, when he got hurt, everything fell apart. We went
to Maryland to get your offensive coordinator.
Hey, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. So, hey, for anybody wanting to know why Stat Guy isn't here, man, he's got a personal, pretty much a personal loss. The guy isn't dead, but it's something tragic going on. That's why he's not on the show. It's not the Stat Guy's for the smoke all the time. So, just let y'all know. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, when KJ went down last year, everything fell apart.
Yeah,
we don't have that. We don't have that this year. If KJ goes down, it's next man up mentality, and Jacoby Criswell is the future of the program. Okay, Rashad Dubinion is the future of the running back room. AJ Green is the future of the running back room when Rocket and KJ go to the league next year.
Okay. Listen, I like Sam Pittman. If he's the guy, he should be able to, eventually, regardless. I don't know what that looks. I don't know. Eventually, it's 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, but eventually, he should.
Oh, do it. Hey, look. I've met him.
With Texas and Oklahoma coming in next year,
I'm gonna
go ahead and say both of those teams are probably in better positions than Arkansas are right now.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement to say.
Yeah.
So that means he has 2 more teams to climb over before he can get to relevancy.
Hey, Coach,
listen. So CA says Pittman
point.
is the guy because he wants the job. No other coach is trying to build a program for longevity at Arkansas, possibly like even Kentucky. Like they're the guy because they're.
How long
are
they going to be good with 8-4?
I think they're good with it because they're a basketball school. I think Kentucky. I'm telling you, they're good with it, bro.
Kentucky's been good at that for a decade, man. They gave Stoops a year long longevity and a $1 million shit when he got 6 wins.
So look, Stoops will win 10 and then 8 and then 7 and then he'll win 10 again. Because he doesn't win 10 every single year, every year he wins 10, that extends his contract.
But that's the kicker, Coach. 10 is where that sandwich started to taste different. That's what I'm getting at. Now, if you're winning 10 games, you can eat on those kind of sandwiches for a minute. But if you on that 8, 9 teetering and you just there, after 5, 6 years, that seat start getting hot, man.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, Shawty, especially at Kentucky, they don't win 10 every year. It's 10, then it's 8, then it's 7, then it's 8, then it's 10. So they're not used to the 10-win sandwich every year yet. Like with Mark Richt, we was used to the 10. Like we literally rolled out of bed every year and won 10. And we was like, all right, dog, what else you got for me? Because this right here is getting old. It don't get old in Kentucky because they don't do it every single year. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of it.
If Kentucky comes in at 500 or less and starts doing that consistently, then I think you're going to start seeing Stoops' seat get hotter and hotter. But until then, they're kind of complacent and they're kind of content with where they're at right now.
The coldest seat in college football.
It's a lot of folks to take that Arkansas check. Sam Pittman ain't the only one want that job.
That's it. Arkansas a good job. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Sam Pittman, the only one want that job, won't nobody else take it. Please.
But I think what he's saying is everybody knows how uphill of the battle is, especially with OU. OU and Texas coming in, that's going to hurt recruiting for Arkansas.
But see, here's the thing: the mess that he inherited in 2020. When can I cuss on your show, Coach?
Chad Morris.
Yeah. Keep it. Yeah.
When dipshit left.
Yeah. You good?
We'll edit that in post. When he left, knowing what he inherited, I think Pitt's the right guy for the job. 3 straight bowls for the first time in almost 20 years. I'll take it. I will take
it. Okay. I like you say. I think when it becomes consistently 10 wins, that's when the status quo changes. But when you have a 10 here and then a 10 there and then a 10 here. If you can be a 10 consistent, and I think like Stephen G said, Pittman is the SEC Gundy. That's Gundy's problem at Oklahoma State. He's always 9-10 wins, but they're all right, what else you got now?
Hold on, Jason just perked up there for a minute.
I know, right?
He's been there for 15 years. Gundy is Gundy, and there is damn near no one else. So don't tell me Pittman after year 3. The guy's been there for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, and he's 3-15 against Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
But he wins 10 though, right?
Hold on. You know what? This is what I lopped off the head with earlier.
Yeah.
In all that time, he's had 3 wins out of conference during the regular season. 3 wins out of conference against a winning program. Once was in 2009 against Georgia, who went 8-5. Once was against Mississippi State, was a 7-6 team, and then they beat Pitt in 2017 at 8-5. Those are their 3 out of conference wins against winning teams. Against teams that have won 10 games or more, he's 13-33.
So to that point, Jason,
that point,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So as bad as those stats are, they still kept this dude around. They still kept this dude around for 20 years. Still. So some schools are good with
he's better than 75% of the other
ones. All I'll be saying, that's why they are who they are. That was all I'm saying. If you cool with that, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying that ain't never gonna be the mentality that I want.
No, that's not the mentality that I want. But that was my point. You just talked about my point. My point is some schools be like, that's who we are. That's who we are. But you're right. If you get the right AD in there, and like right now at Vandy, I'm not saying he gonna do anything, but Clark Lee say we not 5-7. Stop saying that's a good season. That's not what I want to be. And that's the mentality that you always talk about. Like the right guy wants to be better. But some schools like, look, man, we good. Like 8 wins, Cool, dog. We good.
True.
So
I mean, that's how Oklahoma City is operated. You
8
get
wins
8
for
or 9
Arkansas
wins.
right now is good. Arkansas with 8 wins right now in this stretch, we're good with. Ultimately, though, no, we want the consecutive 10-win season. We want to be up there in the talks of the Alabamas, the Georgias, the LSUs.
Yeah. So Stephen G said, but there's a difference in mentality between blue bloods and mid tiers. That's true. But like a lot of the blue bloods, let's just be honest, there's 8 blue bloods that they said, called real blue bloods. A lot of them ain't even good. So I mean, like Georgia ain't no blue blood when you talk about the actual 8 blue bloods. I mean, but if you get the right person in there, and that starts at the AD level, the AD has to want more for your program. If your AD don't want more, then he'll continually hire guys that'll give you mediocrity. I think the AD, for example, at Kentucky is more mad at Rick Pitino for not going to Final Fours than he is at Stoops for not winning more than 7 games. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's filling the stadium. Kentucky looks for their football program, to make money. They're making money. He's like, that's the goal.
It's Kroger Field, man. People go to Kroger. They making money.
They got a new stadium, in the last 4 or 5 years. They like, we good. But when Rick Pitino doesn't go to the Final Four, it's like, John Calipari, my bad.
Is Final Four the strip club?
Same difference, Coach. I feel you.
Yeah. Rick Pitino, my bad. Rick Pitino, Calipari, but that's what I'm saying. Like, dog, they like really be after him when they don't make a Final Four, because, like you say, they've set an expectation of national championship. I don't think they believe they can win a football national championship, and that's where it stops for some programs. Some programs don't believe they can. When you got a good point, they in the SEC, literally Vandy gets the same cut of the pie that Alabama and Georgia get. It just it is. So still says most schools can't regularly win, so 9 and 10 is good. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Why it got to be me? Why it can't be the other school?
There's about 12.
That's all I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just saying it ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be that other school.
That's right. That's right.
In a given year, there's supposed to be about 8 to 12 teams that could win it all, right? Give or take.
Yeah. Give or take.
After week 6, it's probably closer to 6. Yeah. And every year, you have to know: do you have the money, the backing, the AD, the president, the coach, the team, the background, the school, the money, the TV, all of that, right? You have to have the whole package.
Yep.
Well, I said it on one of my shows, during the AP era, you have to understand, a team that's been ranked in the top 7 has won the national championship every year except 2 times. And that was 2011 Auburn and 2013
Florida State.
Florida State.
Yeah.
That's James.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's what it is, man. But you said it, Andrew. It starts from the top. You got to have it all, man. It starts from the top. Like, everybody's getting the money, but what you're using the money for, and a lot of ADs are just cool with getting the money. And what Shawty's point is, you should have somebody at the top that ain't cool with 7, 8 wins. They should be like, all right, Georgia gets 70 million. We get 70 million. Why we got to be 5 and 7? Why we can't be 9 and 3 or 10 and 2 and getting up there? So it is what it is, man. Hey, man, listen, with week 1 upon us next week, man, let's go around and talk about games we looking forward to. Jason, tell me a game you're looking forward to next Saturday, my man.
Probably, the LSU game. You want to watch that one for sure. I'm excited about the LSU Florida State. We're gonna find out who's real, who isn't.
Who you got in that game? Just roughly, what you thinking before you? I know you probably will break it down later on, but
I feel like I'll probably lean LSU.
Okay,
because I think that they did everything but win it, in his first game, and I think they're better. I just don't. Again, I'm not as big on FSU as a lot of people are, though. Either, man. I just don't. They lost games to freaking Wake and North Carolina State last year. I just don't buy it.
The 3 hardest ACC teams
Oklahoma goes 6 and 7, but they gave them all they wanted in the Cheez-It Bowl. All they wanted. You know,
So just
I
a
don't
score,
know. I don't
just a quick score update, man. Louisiana Tech 13, Florida International 17. San Jose State is 28-56. So it's kind of turning into that, Shawty, what you was talking about, kind of like in that 60, but they're still scoring. So I don't know. They got to figure something out. Andrew, what game are you looking forward to next week, man? That Penn State, West Virginia?
No, we're going to win by about 30. I'm
Yeah.
actually very interested about South Carolina, North Carolina. I think Shane Beamer has really had a great offseason. He has recruited well. I think that North Carolina is always going to be that foe, and not all the time do we actually get to see those two state schools play against each other. I think Mac Brown, Shane Beamer, that's a great thing. It's got a 1.5-point spread, so it's going to be close. I'm going to take the Gamecocks, and I'm really interested to see that game and the Houston game against UTSA. So yeah, let's go Gamecocks.
All right, let's go. Shawty, what you looking forward to, man?
Oh man, he just stole my thunder. That's a game I'm looking forward to, man. I'm gonna tell you what. I want to see. I probably shouldn't say that, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Look, I want to see how bad Shane Beamer is gonna mess up this kid's career. You know what I'm talking about? Harvard. The Harvard kid,
Nicholas Harvard.
I really want to see how bad they're gonna screw this kid's career. It made no sense for them to be doing what I think they're doing with putting this kid at receiver. So please prove me wrong.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Nicholas Harvard is a track star in high school. He's already, according to Stat Guy, who's a Gamecock fan, already put on about 30 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds. I told. And so he says he wants to play wide receiver. Shane Beamer says he's playing wide receiver. His body type says he should be playing DN and DN alone, but you can't put on a whole bunch of muscle if you're trying to run in the Olympics, which he told the staff that was one of his goals. So that's what we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see if he's going to stick to wide receiver, which the money's at the DN spot for this kid. I believe he's a freshman All-American if he plays at DN this year. You know what I'm saying? But at wide receiver, I'm a wait and see kind of guy. I'm with you on that one, Shawty. Zach, what you looking forward to next week, man?
So I like the LSU Florida State game because I want to see if Mike Norvell can actually turn this thing around and see what he does with it. The other game I'm looking forward to, I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna go Arkansas, Western Carolina because here's why. Arkansas last year lost 6 games by 9 points.
Okay.
We took Kansas to 3 overtimes in the Liberty Bowl. That game was over at halftime. It should have been over by halftime. There's no reason Arkansas should have taken it to 3 overtimes. Okay, so I want to see this new offense with Dan Enos. I want to see if Arkansas can come out and stay in the game. Sam Pittman too many times last year, and he's even said it, that he made mistakes. He took his foot off the pedal in the second half. We get up to a big lead, and he took the foot off this pedal. I don't think that's going to happen this year. All right. KJ and Rocket Sanders are 2 of the best in the SEC, if not the country, in quarterback running back duo. Okay?
Rocket Sanders, bro.
Rocket Sanders has 0% body fat. He put on 245 pounds now. He is low speed, tracked over 26 miles an hour in the offseason.
So, man,
hey, the worst thing in football is having a fast guy running the wrong way.
You're right. But I don't think you're going to have.
Though you're right. I think KJ and Rocket gives you, like I say, when you have those kind of guys, you should be winning some games. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the offensive line is going to be good. Now, question is, what is that secondary going to look like? Like you said, we was talking about it off camera. Like you guys replaced everybody, and those guys that was playing last year with some like 50 or seniors. So,
but we also brought in Travis Williams and Marcus Woodson.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. Like I say, I would be interested to see how fast you guys put them away, and or will it look like the USC San Jose State game type deal? You know what I'm saying? Where it's a blowout, but I mean they probably shouldn't have as many points as that.
See, the thing is Arkansas giving up 21 points to a Western Carolina team. That's not a good thing for me.
Big facts.
Personally. Okay. Anything less than 17, I'm gonna be a little bit worried.
Gotcha.
Hey, Coach, that'd be the point I'd be making, Coach. See what I'm saying? Like, you see how you had that division and like playing them, he feel like he should be a certain way, he should be doing certain things. That's how he should feel about his program.
Yes. Okay. Hey, score update: Vanderbilt 28, Hawaii 14. Listen, the game. I think Kim said it. The game I'm looking forward to is this Colorado TCU. Listen, man, if y'all need a good read for some funny comments, go check out my TCU Colorado preview. The Colorado fans are 100% certain they are walking into TCU and taking that one without
All 7 of them.
question.
I had it at 5, dude. I didn't. Where'd you get the other 2 from?
Listen,
you know what? I missed Cordell Stewart and LaVisca Chenault, so that was my 5 to 7.
Okay. So Mars say he looks forward to that clip. Listen,
that's a good one. That's a fun one.
Listen, Riley Leonard coming off of his great season last year. The Duke coach is one of those coaches, Shawty. He ain't settling for his mindset ain't Duke. We can't win. He like, no, we go win. That's his mindset. So
and that's Duke.
Listen, and they bring back like 16 starters, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think Clemson is gonna win.
Not everybody has to be OP light.
Yeah. I don't know about the spread because I think the spread is 12 to 15, something like that. I'm like, they might keep it in their spread though.
Boise State Washington is fun for those late
Boise State Washington definitely. Like, I want to see the Washington offense, but I also want to see Taylon Green, the sophomore from that won the starting job last year and forced the starter to transfer. Like, they do 6'6". And look like now when he running now, it look like he run about a 4.59 now, high 4.59, but he be striding. He pretty good. So if Washington is gonna be a contender this year, they gotta be able to put Boise away. And if they can't put Boise away, then that Pac-12 gonna be a lot. Florida State, LSU.
I mean, that's
I picked LSU, man. Problem is they got guys going down for one reason or another, left and right. Mason Smith, the D tackle, suspended for the first game because him and Keyshawn Butte back in 2020, they signed some stuff for an autograph or whatever before NIL, and they retroacted last year. Butte got suspended last year, but they didn't suspend Mason because Mason got hurt in the first quarter of the Florida State game, so they couldn't suspend him after that because he was hurt. So that's why he suspended this game. Then the transfer DB from Ohio State, Johnson, I think his last name is, he went down with an injury early in fall camp. He was supposed to be a starter. Denver Harris, the former 5-star from Texas A&M corner, he ain't been with the team since right before team pitches. So
he gone, right? He gone.
I think he's out of there. So now they're thinning that back, that secondary, man, and Florida State's strength. I mean, outside, they got a good running back. They got good running backs, but they got a good wide receiver core. They got 6'6" Johnny Wilson. You can't roll up in there with a thin secondary, man, but we'll see. Jaden Daniels is healthy. He's healthy. So
and obviously you guys are scared about UT Martin, you know.
I mean,
covering the $50,000 spread, 50 points, 60 points, to 70.
So I'm trying to think. South Carolina, North Carolina, again, interested, like you say, with Nick Harbor. If I'm Shane Beamer, if I am going to play him on offense, he's going to be running some speed sweeps and end arounds. That's about it. I'm going to use the speed, and I'm not.
Oh, he ain't got the hips for no speed sweep. He can't turn the corner.
I know. I would. I mean, if I was Shane Beamer, I wouldn't have him on offense. Let's just say that. But I know they're going to have him on offense. So it just is what it is. I think North Carolina's going to be able to score. They lost, the guy they thought they was going to be their top receiver, Tez Walker, that came from Kent State, with the NCAA thing about transferring to more than one school, even though he was enrolled in class before on January the 9th, and the NCAA rule didn't go into effect on 11th. They retroactive. They hit him with the retroactive on the rule and said he couldn't play. The guy from Florida State.
I can't wait to NCAA. I can't wait to college. The mega conferences just secede away from the NCAA. I just can't wait till that day comes. They serve no purpose anymore.
Shawty, here's the thing. That is rapidly approaching with the SEC expanding the way they are, and the Pac-12 pretty much dissolving.
The Big Ten. And the Big Ten expanding. Yep.
You're looking at the dissolvement of the NCAA as a legislative body over collegiate athletics as we know it.
Yeah. So
And you know what? I got a feeling that now I think they may stay over athletic because of basketball. Because if you know, it's called the NCAA tournament. But football, the NCAA ain't in nothing in football. They ain't got no control really over us. But you know, basketball may be a different thing because, like I say, it's called the NCAA tournament for a reason because they got the TV rights and stuff. But it ain't never been called the NCAA National Championship, the NCAA playoffs. So football don't need them no way.
I saw somebody said or throw out an idea that football itself may break off where the other sports stay with kind of what you're saying. So, I mean, that would be a bad idea. I mean, it's like college football is its own entity anyway. Like you said, it hasn't been the NCAA. It's been like everything but that March Madness, I can see that, and the College World Series, all that, you know, staying or whatever. So, Andrew, what you think about that Utah, Florida, man?
I really love it. I want to see if the Cam Rising plays, but I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I want to see what Florida looks like post Anthony Richardson. I have no idea what that game's going to look like because obviously, like, say Cam Rising was healthy and Anthony Richardson was still there, that'd be like a marquee game.
Yeah.
Last year, Richardson was the reason that they actually did win. Let's see what Utah does. But, you know, like Utah's always going to be that tough-nosed team. They have a great defense. I think that's also a huge marquee game. Is that a Thursday night game?
That's Thursday night, and so you know, I have a lot of Florida fans coming in the comments on my preview saying that they're like, "Oh, Cam Rising is not playing. Their quarterback system is shaky." You a Penn State guy? Talk about Graham Mertz. Like, I mean, Wisconsin obviously wasn't happy with Graham Mertz, but they think Graham Mertz is Kyle Trask 2.0.
Graham Mertz is a nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare. He couldn't play quarterback for Wisconsin. And
that was my point. That was my point.
I would take Utah then because, you know, Graham Mertz, you know, he had one great game. It was 5 touchdowns against, you know, our sister of the Sacred Heart. And he hasn't had anything great since. And now you have Tanner Mordecai over there in Wisconsin under Luke Fickell, is a much better Wisconsin team. Florida is going to be a 5-7 team and somehow better than they were last year.
Listen.
They'll lose to Utah.
I got them losing to Utah. So, all right. So Prime,
Utah.
You do, I know. So Prime in his first season at Colorado, Zach, give me the number of wins.
I don't.
It's hard.
You know what the hell with it? I'm gonna go 6-6.
I'm gonna tell you, if he's 6-6, he's coach of the year. He coach of the year.
Yes,
and that's being generous because that entire roster is flipped. They don't have anybody coming back. I don't think.
Jason's got him at 6-6 too.
It is the largest. It is the largest roster turnover in the history of college football.
Guys, think of what we were just talking about with USC earlier. We were just talking about this, that they are dangerous to beat anybody any week in the pack because of Caleb Williams. Shedeur, he may not be Caleb Williams, but he isn't that far off. Watch him. The dude he had a lot of long runs last year, and he can freaking spin it.
Mars said 8-4. Woo! With that schedule?
Ooh, I don't know about 8-4, but
that's a brutal schedule. Games,
think about that though for a second. They've got real coaches all throughout that whole freaking place, and they brought in a bunch of studs.
It's gonna be interesting, man. But I think their schedule alone is too hard to say 8-4. That's
look. I mean, you're gonna have to show me that. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're gonna have to go in and do that. But
well, put that comment in. He must sleep next to the Buffalo.
I'm like, bro, Pat sucks.
He's the OU guy,
bro.
It's one of the mafia guys.
UCLA, Oregon State, Washington, USC, all of those. What are we talking about here? I mean, hey, listen.
Look, they're going to beat Nebraska. They're going to probably beat TCU. They're going to beat Nebraska and TCU.
Wait. What was that first?
They going to beat TCU?
Yeah. Why not? TCU.
Why?
Why? Can we bet money?
Why not?
TCU has Kendall Browse as an offensive coordinator, and he's going to run it for 3 downs, and then you're going to be ended up with a 4th and 17. You're going to be in a You're gonna be in a 1st and goal, and he's gonna get fancy, and he's gonna line your tight end up at quarterback, and they're gonna fumble it. It's textbook with Kendall Browse.
Okay. So if we saying that Prime can be this good because we saw him good at Jackson State, why can't you say he's going to Nebraska to beat Matt Rule? We saw Matt Rule win the Big 12. We saw that. So what gives Prime the advantage that he's just gonna walk into Nebraska to win?
Players. He's got better players.
Who's to say that? He's got one of his starting linemen is from the FCS. Like, what are we talking about here? Shador's done it against HBCU. Who's he done it against?
They only have 2.
When they play each year when they played the one team in there on their schedule or in their season that actually had comparable talent in the Celebration Bowl, what happened?
No, I know they lost.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't just say like, yeah, they brought in some guys, but they didn't bring. I mean, Nebraska has guys too. Nebraska literally has 3 people from the Georgia team.
They're only favored in one game the entire season by 1 point against Colorado State at home. They're going to win 2 games and get their doors blown off the whole season.
Yeah. So Eric says Shadur game / is very accurate. Yeah, short and long, low or high. Yeah, I'm not doubting that he is. I'm just saying.
Could be wrong.
I'm just saying, like even in the Nebraska game, Nebraska didn't have to flip their whole roster, but he still brought in a lot of guys from the transfer portal. That's all I'm saying. He can't. It's not like he's just gonna walk in there and beat Matt Rule. Matt Rule's been doing it a lot longer than him too. Like Matt Rule can coach, though.
Right. So who got the better roster, Colorado or Nebraska?
Depending on how we gauging it, though.
Nebraska.
I think it's even.
I think it's square.
I think it's even. That's how I think it's.
I think that where Colorado is going to hurt is in the trenches. I think that's where they're going to hurt.
Well, they're trying to run
skill-wise. I don't think that Nebraska's in the same freaking stratosphere as them skill-wise.
You mean on what, offense or defense? Man, they got Travis. Outside of Travis Hunter, who do we know that plays for Colorado that's good at skill positions?
Jimmy Horn looked pretty good.
He looked good against who? Yes. Against who though? Against who? His own team, right?
He didn't look good at USF. He didn't look good at USF. He hadn't been. They got two receivers that were the real deal from USF.
So Eric Gilbert didn't look good at LSU when he was a tight end at LSU because he plays for Nebraska now, right?
Okay,
I'm just saying. And then we watched Kamari McClain.
He ain't been clear.
That's true. Well, he could be. It's not till the second game. You know what I'm saying? And then Kamari McClain, I get it. High 5-star, number 1 corner coming out.
He may not be ready. Yeah, he may
not be
ready.
All I know is there's only one video out there of him practicing, and he got trucked by his own guy. So I'm like, is he ready? Just because he's a 5-star in college, in high school, doesn't really mean anything. I think Travis Hunter is proven. I think Shadur has shown that he can play. Like on defense, they got Levante Bentley from Clemson, but he transferred from Clemson. Like, why would a linebacker leave Clemson?
Good too now.
Because he got beaten out by Jeremiah.
Yeah, but Smoke. I like Smoke. Smoke hasn't stayed healthy. Shiloh, he's decent. I don't think he know. Like that's what I'm saying. But
he was a starter already.
What competition can you even?
Yeah, he was a starter at South Carolina.
I know.
Okay. What does that say, though? He was a starter. What is that saying? What did you say
from last week? I get it.
You can't knock South Carolina and then use that as a way to boost the player up. Like that, you actually just knocked him down.
But we're talking. We're just.
I was just saying.
Hey! I was trying to be nice. Hey,
listen, I like Shiloh. I think Shiloh's SEC experience is going to definitely help.
He's a freaking Sanders, like I said about Shadur earlier. They're Sanders kids. Yeah. That's all I would. I mean,
they're going to be fundamental down.
You think? Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I think that game is going to be really interesting. Nebraska game and the Colorado, because, like I say, They both get one game prior to playing each other. They're both coming in, new coaches, new system. We'll get to see that. I just like 6 wins. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. That's hard.
Does
That's
Colorado
hard.
win one single Pac-12 game?
Yeah, they'll be the. I think if they are, the Arizona schools will be the ones that they'll beat.
They'll beat Wazoo. They'll beat Cal. They'll beat Stanford.
Okay, Cal and Stanford are the best 2 ones. Arizona State, probably not. We got that.
I don't know. Yeah, they got a.
They're not as full. They're not as full either because of all the stuff that went on with at the end of.
And you think an entire 100% upheaval on an entire roster is not what Arizona
they got 100% freshman quarterback too there at
they do.
And so does Colorado because that boy's been playing the FCS. He's been playing against no one.
Okay.
And the one team they actually did play against that had some ranking, they got smoked.
They got smoked the first year. Last year they lost when a kid dropped the pass.
Yeah,
it was there. They almost won that game the second time around.
They did.
They lost the game. I get it. But
I'm not against Prime.
They lost 2 games in 2 years. Two games in 2 years. Whether it's at the FCS level or it's at wherever the hell it's at, you coaching what you got there. They didn't have everybody acts like they had a bunch of 5 stars at Jackson State. They didn't. They had a 5-star.
They had a lot of 3 and 4 stars.
They had a lot of threes. They had a lot of threes. They had some 4 stars. But look, I'm just saying. Bottom line,
they had way better talent. The whole it is. I'm just saying at the FCS level, let's not act like they didn't have a. That's like honestly, Deion going through his season at the FCS level is like Georgia playing its schedule this year. Let's not act like the other teams have the same kind of talent. We're not gonna really act like they were playing against the same kind of talent. So Mars is wanting us to talk about the CFP Final Four teams. Razorback Final Four. Who you got? He put you out there.
I'm gonna go Georgia. No particular order, by the way.
All right.
Hell, I'll go Georgia, Michigan. I don't want to say it, but Ohio State.
I can see that.
Just
like last year.
I don't know who I put at number 4 right now.
You got 4 for us, Andrew?
I'll go with Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Penn State.
There it is. 2 Big Ten. All right, Jason, give us the 4.
Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, and Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Michigan.
Okay. Shawty, who you got?
I like Georgia, Clemson, Washington. And I said Georgia, Washington, Michigan, and Clemson.
Okay, give me Georgia, Washington, Michigan. I'm gonna go Clemson.
Clemson, and who else? Georgia, Washington.
Clemson, Georgia, Washington, and Michigan. Yeah, until Ohio State. I think Ohio State on turf can beat pretty much anybody, but the problem is they don't play Michigan on turf, so they play them outside.
They play everybody outside.
Yeah, so
some y'all guys don't even think they don't have a representative.
Yeah.
Well, normally they cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
USC beats Oregon. Oregon beats Washington. Washington beats Oregon.
Yeah.
They all beat each other, so they all just end up with 2 or 3 losses.
In the 4th quarter, La Tech's pulled within 1. FIU 17-16, 12 to go in the game.
Kim, we're being serious about these now. Come on.
That's
my guy. That's my guy, though. Hey, you believe you gonna get there? Who's to say they're not?
Hell, fine. I'll put Arkansas at number 4 then if we're doing that.
I'll tell you what though. If you look at OU's schedule, they have a path. They do have a path.
They have a
path from here to my kitchen.
I don't want them to go, hey, listen, I'm not sure that I want to see that even. I'm not sure I want to see them take that path, to be quite honest.
I was about to say, because like getting there is one thing, but
it's not okay to just get there. Okay, so what I'm telling you is
ask TCU.
I didn't say to the national championship, bro. I said to the playoff because their schedule is that trash. If they beat Texas in the Red River game and Texas doesn't find a way to get into the championship and beat them back,
you're right. That's
you can absolutely see happening.
I was just about to say that would be the path to not have to play Texas twice because I don't think you could. I think you can beat them once maybe, but I don't know about beating them twice. That'll be hard. So Stephen G says,
Steve Sarkisian, you can beat him twice. Come on now.
Hey man, listen, man. One thing, like I tell Stat Guy, man, sometimes y'all got to put them personal feelings aside and look at what's on the field, dog. This dude got a lot of talent.
It's not about that.
Dog.
It's about he's 13-12, bro, and he's never won 10 games, and he's only won 9 once in his career.
Okay,
that's it.
Hey, I'll agree with that. Dealer. But tell me when Brent Venables has done anything. We haven't seen it.
I'll give you that one. We
haven't seen it. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen
so
that
just
either.
like you say, we need to see Sark do it. We watched Brent Venables take a team and barely make a bowl game.
The difference is there you have a bigger sample size to look at.
True.
Where he's failed to be very good.
You only got 3 teams that can win the Big 12.
All right. So Stephen G want to know, since a lot of us didn't have Big 12 or Pac-12 in the playoffs, who do we have playing in the Big 12 and winning the Big 12? I'll let you start, Jason. Big 12 championship, who's playing? You muted, Jason.
Say this again. What Big 12 championship since they're both out of the playoffs?
Yeah, so basically most of our 4 didn't name a Big 12 champion. So
just name your Big 12.
So he's saying who's
Big 12
playing?
champion. I'm gonna go with I'm not gonna pick them first. I'm going with Oregon State in the pack.
Okay.
I like Oregon State in the pack. I did that.
I don't dislike that. I think Oregon State is gonna be good.
Yeah, I think that OU can win it. I don't know that they will in the Big 12. So I'm gonna pick them. Screw it. Why not? I don't trust the path to get there is they should have an opportunity. And I don't trust that Texas is gonna get there. I just don't.
I got you. Hey, Chicken, you say every Oklahoma Natty coach has 0. Well, in my lifetime, they've only won 1, so I didn't know Bob Stoops. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't, but those was back in pre-Civil War or something, bro. We can't count that. Come on.
I mean, he got kicked off.
I'm not trying to take no shot at Oklahoma. I'm just saying he brought up the championship.
Jamel Holloway, bro. Don't be forgetting about my boys Jamel and them. You were alive then.
What? So what? Before Stoops, what year did y'all win?
So yeah, Jamel was 83? Isn't that right?
Come on, bro. I was 6, bro. I was 6. I don't remember that.
When was the last time y'all won before?
Berlin Wall was still holding strong.
Don't feel bad. We wasn't. Listen. We wasn't the topic of conversation. I didn't bring it up. He did. If you bring it up, you open yourself up. That's how debates work, dog. If you open yourself up for it, I can go get it, and I went and got it, dog. I mean, in my lifetime, when I've actually watched football, I didn't start playing football till I was 10.
That was my first Sooner Heroes. Why I say Jamel.
I got you.
Sooner Hero, Jamel. He was the
all
man.
right, Shawty, who you got in the Pac-12 and the Big 12?
Well, I mean, I said Washington making it to the playoffs, so I have them winning the Pac-12. And in the Big 12, man, I really think it's 2 teams that can win it: Texas, Oklahoma, and I had 3 teams.
Kansas
State. So I mean, they in a tier by themselves, and after that, everybody, people kind of fall in that same category. But I only got 3 teams over there, so it could be either one of them, man. I don't know. It can go either way between those 3.
I got you, Andrew. Pac-12, Big 12. Who you got?
Both purple. Kansas State and Washington.
There it is. Okay. All right, Zach. Who you got?
Pac-12, Big 12. Kansas State and Washington.
I got Washington, Pac-12. I got Texas or Texas Tech in the Big 12.
Texas is a fun team. They're so much fun to watch this year, man.
I'm telling you, if them dudes can stay healthy. if them dudes can stay healthy, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If them dudes can stay
19 of their
healthy.
22 starters are seniors. They
Yep.
have that path too. It's
I'm
just
telling
like
you.
TCU last year. They were old. They were
I think-
experienced.
I think of the conferences that the Big 12 is going to be the most interesting to watch because I think we all think the Pac-12 can kind of cannibalize themselves, but I mean we saw Kansas State win the championship in the Big 12 last year, even though TCU went undefeated. But you got Kansas State is still there, you know what I'm saying, and then Oklahoma again with that schedule. Honestly, if you don't win 9 games, I think you should have questions because the schedule is a little light. You know what I'm saying? Texas has.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think the most talented team in the Big 12. I think Texas definitely has that.
Yeah,
now,
but how many times have we said that over the last 5 years?
Exactly. I was about to say, to Jason's point, we haven't ever seen Sark get past the 9 wins. So he could be Gundy all over again. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're going to fire him if he's not Gundy.
Well, Texas is of the shouty mindset. You listen, we got the money, get it done. So that's it. Hey man, we've been going for 2 hours, man. I appreciate all my guests hopping in. Hey, and the fans, man, y'all showed up and showed out in the comments, man. I'm telling you, man, the Mafia showed up. Razorback Zach and his followers showed up, man. Hey, the Fan Addict fans showed up and showed out. We appreciate this. We do this every Saturday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Before we get out of here, I want to go back around so everybody can tell where they can find them at. Tell them where they can find you at, Zach.
Yeah, find me on Twitter at Razorback Zach1 or on Facebook Inside the Hawg Pen HAWG.
That's right, man. Jason, tell them where to get at you, man.
Hey man, I want to check out old Zach's too. I'm gonna have to go check out your channel, man. So yeah,
Zach the guy, man.
Hall of Fame college football. We go live a bunch, man. But you can find me on Twitter at JW_HOF. You can also find me on Twitter, or that's Twitter. You can also just find me at hofmedia.us or at CFB-pod on YouTube.
There it is, man. Shout it. Tell the people where they can get at you, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all can catch me on Wednesday night, 9:30, YouTube. Just my damn opinion. Come check me out. Get in the comment. Give me your damn opinion.
That's right. All right, Andrew, tell them where they can find you.
That is a tough thing to follow up, man. I love it. Man, heart on your sleeve. I absolutely love it. Just follow me on SSN_Penn State. Follow me on Twitter. But yeah, this has been great. Thanks so much.
Hey, man, listen, Neilio, hey, man, I appreciate you getting in, even though you just got here. Listen, we will be here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, going for about 2 hours. We try to bring the best guests, man. Listen, these guys are the best at what they do. Listen, if nothing else, listen, y'all have to watch Shawty to get y'all in an entangled debate before you know it. You know what I'm saying? And Jason coming with the knowledge and the facts, man. And listen, Andrew came on the show, knocked out the Penn State season preview earlier, and I was like, we got to have you back. The dude's humor and knowledge is unmatched, and Zach's energy knowledge of that Arkansas, man. Listen, we've been rocking since last year, man. So y'all make sure y'all check these fellas out, subscribe or follow them on their platforms, and we're going to do this again next Saturday, man. Till then, for Shawty, Jason, Razorback, Zach, Andrew, it's Coach out of Fan Addict. Shout out to my guy, Stat Guy. Prayers with you, my man. We out of here.
Go home.